real early. Some of them were very sad stories. I saw a lot of stories being played out, and I saw mine. And that just kept happening until life does what it does. I kept saying, with my tension and with my half agreements to this, that, and the other opportunity, and my toe in the water approach to living any meaning and to finding the resources and practicing the practices that might assist me in living a truly beautiful human life. I saw all that happening, and I was putting pressure on the universe to show me something. I made the contract. I'm going to spiral out, and I'm going to put myself in more and more pain as more and more stuff doesn't work, and more of my old structures that seemed so tectonic do what everything does and change, mostly by crumbling away or being revealed to be illusions. But oh my gosh. And then it's your move, universe. Universe is like, okay, of course, Justin, I hear you. I see you. I see you not seeing me see you. Now, I'm going to move. And then it'll be your move, and what are you going to do, Justin? Here you are. Here's a couple of rejections. Here's a couple of missed opportunities. Here's a couple of situations where things really melt down. Here's some people's successes biting you and not feeling great. Here's other stories. Here's this and that. Here's all this content. Now what? And then, so Justin's story goes, I blinked, and it's good that I did. We've all been there, or we've all been around there. And again, I'm talking around a thing because it's easier than talking about a thing, or speaking direct words and feigning the and feigning investment in the delusion that the words themselves can show you where I was. We talked about people winking out. I was getting ready. But then, fortunately, because I am fragile mortal, I had expended so much energy stressing myself that I just didn't have the time to do anything. After a while, I gassed out. It took some days off work, and I made some adjustments. I didn't even have the energy to drink, and I like drinking. After a while, I was like, okay. At some point, my tantrumed out, half a necrotic coil relaxed enough to regenerate a little bit, which, if the cycles and the stories were to continue, would have just put me in a position to continue down the path. But instead, because I had gassed out so completely on self-imposed stress, when I came back a little delirious. And after that period of time, a couple of months, I would say, a few things happened. I set out to meet my mentor for the first time, suss them out, see what's going on. I got yeses from the universe, that was good. And things just kept changing. But the trajectory was off almost by bass-ackwards foolishness, by a grain. Like I was an archer aiming at my own heart and I tripped on a tiny cobblestone. The moment of letting fly. Where that arrow found its way, I cannot say, I cannot lie. That's just a story, though. Another story is, hey, universe found its way into a human body. Hey, lessons were there to be learned. Parties and people came and went. And talk turned. And now the conversation is bigger. And there's a lot more things going on. That's another story. They're just stories. What is useful? That's what I'm talking about. Now I'm a guy running and cackling to himself in the street. But in such a way that it's actually feeding me and restoring a lot of things. It's very inspiring to be out on this quest. That's why I chose to do this testimonial in this way. Podcasts are pretty truthful when you're agonizing over every step and your tendon pain and your organs getting wrung of all their moisture in motion in real time. This is a great position to espouse anything or advise anything as long as I continue to be detached from the outcome. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know if anybody's going to listen to this. But we're speaking the words. We're speaking the words, and the speaking is good. So, thanks to the flow funnel. And other things. I'm just talking about tools. What a great tool that is. Paint me a picture of the universe where I can move around, where I can look around and move around. And then talk about it. It's very good. And it can't just be talked. I don't find it as useful having casual conversation with no stakes or consequences. Talking about such things as the flow funnel. If I'm going to be talking about the flow funnel, I prefer it means something, and it's easier for conversation to mean something if you're also doing something. For example, when we're workshopping once a week-ish, when I'm talking to people who I'm in a position to articulate with going forward on the journey, build things with, and work with, in those situations, when we're doing the work, much easier to talk about such tools. Because in the telling and in the doing, you're living the conversation, not just talking the conversation. It's a different conversation. So that's what makes this testimonial, to me, special. Fatigue. Anyway, we made it. Let's check the time one more time. 1:14, okay. So, 30. This is probably Chronicle number 3. So in that case, welcome to Chronicle 3 of episode 36 of the podcast known as Ride Along with Run Man. You are currently riding along with Run Man. I'm your host, that he being. And I'm here prattling endlessly about things that actually mean stuff to me. Doing severe, blunt instrument-like maladaptive injustices to things that are actually wonderful. And I'm using colorful language because I'm a colorful guy. What's actually happening is we're doing our best. That's what riding along is. So rest assured, whether or not you realize it, out here on the road with me, if you've ever done your best at anything in your life, or practiced or honed a craft, if you ever reached out with feeling, if you ever applied yourself in a relationship, if you ever pivoted in your career and took the scary choice, payoff or no payoff, if you've ever lived a story and changed the story, or even just to have become aware of the story and taken that step into the bigger world, eyes slightly more open, then you have, my friend, ridden. And we continue to ride for the horizon. Whew, it's just getting closer every day. I can feel it. Well, that's it. That's it. That's it. We said almost nothing. But damn, did we have sparkles in the eyes. Damn, didn't we have a Twitter-pated and engaged imagination and a heart full of gold out on the road. Everyone's trying to sell you something. And me. And of course, I'm trying to sell you things too. Whew. But, what a nice thing to be sold. That's right, we're taking in the recycling. What of it? The hip flexor has spoken. Justin, I'm tired. Run, man, stop riding along. The hell are you doing, you quack? I'll tell you what I'm doing. Oh, I'm transitioning from runcast to sitcast. This is typically the outro portion of the show. Okay. Ceremonies of standard practice are few at this point in the podcast, each episode. I don't know when I started doing this, but at some point I started meaning to sit down on the porch at the end of the run, just chill out, decompress for a minute or two with you guys. If you receive anything of value from any of this material, I beckon, I invite, I insist, and I support the furthering of the conversation. You can be a part of the conversation in a more live format over at dreamwithdan.com, over on the Facebook group Dream with Dan. You can find him on YouTube. You can find the Flow Funnel everywhere, essentially. I bought into a program. I paid some money, and I got a deeper dive into things, God, as well as an ongoing investigation/education on this subject matter, and far, far more. But if any of that tickles you, if any of that lights the fire under the britches, you just let me know, or Dan, and jump into the groups and chat with these folks. These are masters of the craft. They seem to step into things with an integrity that is unprecedented in the experience of y'all's truly. And that alone speaks volumes. Because, most of us who make it to this age, but who don't find the calling yet, who've been languishing and suffering all this time, we have a tendency to be a little cynical when it comes to other people and their intentions. When it comes to the coal fueling the train, when it comes to what's the thing? The thing that lies beneath the surface, the content behind the words, the practice behind the same words that we all use every day that say what appear to be the same things. When the people in this community, the Dream with Dan community, and the other communities I'm a part of that are proxies, when they say things like, we're in this together and we've got your back and let's celebrate together, they mean slightly different things than what I'm used to coming forth from those words. The stories that come are different, the feelings that come are different, but the words seem the same, and the devil's in the details. This is all just one big advertisement. I'm totally fine with that, and I don't intend or anticipate on collecting anything of material value for that. We're creating what is called a value vacuum. If I bring just one more person closer to these people and their worlds and their orbits, I think that I've done a service to the universe. Very small, but even the burrowing worms poop nice, good soil. And we just burrowed quite a bit, didn't we? This has been the podcast. This is now Sitcast. I'm now going to leave, but before I do, I'm going to assume better posture than this. Oh, okay. I'm now sitting cross-legged on the stoop. I am wiggling free from the wires of the headset. Ow. We made it. Now, I'm going to bring you up to my eyeballs. Yes. And now from here, we take 3 good breaths, center, and get the heck out of here. Ready, set, go. This has been episode 60,000 of Bus Stop with Bus Boy. I am your bus host, and this has been a bussin' good time. Tip your waiters, drink some water, and if somebody tells you to do either of those things, you can go ahead and kindly tell them to fuck off for me. You're in charge of your own life. So said the Oracle to Neo. All right, let's get out and get some. Have a great day, y'all. And once again, check out Dream the Dan. Check out Damn Goodness Stuff. Check out the Flow Funnel. Flow Funnel. Flow Funnel. It's good stuff. That's it. Shebang-a-da-do. Shebang-a-da-do.